Hello everyone, so welcome you back to Ashok Tutorials, Meghalaya's first Mtet channel. So today we are going to discuss paper 2 syllabus for Mtet exam, alright? So today we have the subject English as language 2, alright? So this is compulsory, so all of you have to attend. This is not optional, this is compulsory subject, alright? So all of you have to attempt it. So I think it is better I zoom it out. All right, let me zoom it. Yes, it's zoomed, right? So let us see this English syllabus is divided into A, B and C. All right, so now first of all let us see about this part A. All right, A. So as you know, you have got how many marks here? 30 marks, right? 30 marks altogether. So there will be 30 questions as well. So A says constructivist approach to language learning. So what do we mean by constructivism? That you already understood, right? You know that Piaget talks about constructivism and Leo Vygotsky talk about constructivism. So what is it that we have to study? So constructivist approach to language learning, so create awareness about making connections between child's language, that is home language, and school language inside and outside the classroom. So here we will be learning how we can interconnect the home language or the mother tongue of the child along with the school language. So there should be a medium, there should be a way in which we are going to connect both the language of the child, that is the home language or the mother tongue, as well as along with the school language. All right, so it has got three parts. That is part A, functional aspects of language. So what is a language? We have to understand that what is a language. Then we have to understand construct language in different situations and how to construct the languages when we are given different situations. Then functions of language. So you need to remember three important things, like what is a language, how to construct the language, and what are the functions of the language. So these three things you need to know, and this will come for 3 marks. All right, let's see the next one. There is social context of language. This will come for 3 marks again. So influence of mother tongue on language learning. So how does mother tongue influence the learning of language or the learning of school language? So does it interfere negatively or positively or both? That we have to study. Now multilingual nature of classroom, since we know that there are students coming from different family backgrounds speaking different languages, right? Everyone's mother tongue is different. So how do we maintain that multilingual nature of the classroom? That we need to study here. Now status of English in India, and how important is English language in India? What is the status of English language in India? That we have to study. Then let's see number 3. That is again, or yes, this is for 6 marks. So what does it say? Let's see. All right, early literacy. So oral language development through activities, requests and commands, storytelling, role plays, songs, rhymes, poems, language games and chants. Then how is oral language development helping the individual? There are different ways, right, for learning this oral language or understanding this oral language. Like storytelling helps us in development of oral language, role plays, songs, rhymes, poems, and language games and chants. Then developmental stages of reading and writing. So what are the developmental stages of reading and writing? You know that there are 4 language skills, right? Listening, speaking, reading, writing. So here they are talking about developmental stages of reading and writing. All right, that you have to keep in mind. Now phonemic awareness. Whenever you hear the word phone, you should be able to understand that it has something to do with sound. All right, it has something to do with sound. Phone means sound, phonemic means related to sound, oral. All right, now we have number 4, reading, and this reading is for 5 marks. All right, reading is for 5 marks. So you need to know what are the different types of reading, like silent reading, loud reading, right? Then reading across the curriculum content and narrative texts, and how are we going to read across the curriculum, and how are we, going to read across the content, across the narrations, across the different text. So those things we will understand when we are dealing in detail with this reading unit. Now, role of schema. Schema is a very important word, my dear friends. You have to know what schema actually means. Suppose a child was told that whatever flies is a bird. So suppose a child sees an aeroplane, then the child will think that that aeroplane is also a bird, but a larger form of bird. And because it is in the schema of the child, in the back of the mind of the child, because the child has already formed the image that whatever flies is going to be a bird. So this is called schema, right? Schema means the background image of something we have in our mind. Then reading beyond textbooks. Then how do we go beyond the textbook in the process of reading? What are the different things we can read, like newspapers, articles, journals, magazines, right? So we can go beyond the textbooks. Then let's see another one, that is writing. And writing is for how many marks? It is for 5 marks. Now let us see what do we mean by writing. So process and purpose of writing, sense of audience, then writing process rather than product. Now when you are writing something, for example, you're writing a poem or you're writing a story or a lyrics, you need to keep in mind first of all this type of audience you will be targeting. Sense of audience means targeting the audience, like what are the expectations of the audience in order to make my work a more productive and excellent work, right? Then writing process, what is the process you are using in the form of writing, or what do you want to convey through your writing? That has to be very clear rather than the product. All right. Then composition and grammar, you know what is composition and what is grammar, right? So composition you have to know very well, then you have to know grammar, you have to know the parts of speech, everything you need to read in detail. Right? Then what do? Then we do the part B, that is assessment. This assessment is for 3 marks. So understanding assessment in a constructivist, process oriented classroom, ability to respond to content rather than form and structures using portfolios. So we'll be focusing on assessment, understanding the assessment in constructivist approach or in the constructivist way. Process oriented classroom, so ability to respond to content rather than form and structure using portfolios. How are we going to use the portfolio in understanding or responding to the content rather than focusing on the form and structures of the assessment? All right, as you know, there are 2 types of assessment, that is formative assessment and summative assessment, right? Then the last part, I think this is the end. So the last part is internship. What is that? Internship will be coming for 5 marks. So reflective journals or report writing. So what is reflective journals and how do we do our report writing? Then maintain profile of children. So what is that? Something in through which we maintain the profile of the children. Those things we have to keep in mind. All right, like how are we going to maintain the profile of the children? So student portfolio you already heard, right? You know what is student portfolio is. Then you know anecdotal records, so those things. And writing reports like diary, maintaining teachers diary, maintaining assembly diary, then lesson plans and minute writing, all those things comes under this. All right, reflective journals or writing report, maintain profiles of children, right? So these are the parts of internship. So internship is for how many marks? Internship is for 5 marks. So this is your very sweet and simple syllabus of English paper 2 2024. Alright, so it is divided into three parts. There is constructivist approach to language learning, part A, and then part B is assessment, and part C is internship. Then again in part A you have four groups, four or five, writing is also there now, so it is alright, five subunits you have, where the first one is functional aspect of language, second one is social context of language, then early literacy, reading and writing. Right, so this was all about the syllabus of English paper 2. So thank you everyone for staying connected with the Ashok tutorials, and show your love and support to our channel by sharing, liking and subscribing to the channel. So thank you everyone.